Hi friends, welcome to A Wonderful Sheep and welcome to this unboxing of my order from Hobonichi Techo. I got 2 planners for 2023, so let's get right into it. I'm not sure if this quote is different from year to year, but this year's quote, I assume it's different, is "It's okay if it were a lie or a joke, try saying I had something good today too. Close your eyes, something as good as a tiny stone is rolling here and there more often than you think." Okay, I'm gonna get more into the quotes and my order, but let's see what all is inside. So as you can see, I got the cousin Avec and a Weeks, and I guess these are the gifts that come with the Hobonichi Techo, the tricolor pen, which I quite enjoy. I'm still using mine from 2021. This is new. There is this dust bag. Oh, and there's a quote inside the dust bag. "Today is the only day the me I am right now will ever exist. I want to keep a record of that so the me in the future won't forget them." Oh, that's nice. Okay, again, with the quote, so this year was the first year they had the English version of the cousin size for the Hobonichi Techo book, and I remember really debating getting the cousin size in the English version because that means I would have the quotes in English as well. But the way I used my Techo in 2021, I didn't use it last year, was like I got the cousin, and you can see I'm very much a paster inner. Like I paste in a lot of ephemera and a lot of just like bits from my day and some creative journaling as well. So this is how thick, one book is, a little less for July to December, but the idea of this in one book, it felt like it'd be too thick for me to use personally, so I got the 2-book version, the cousin Avec again. I think I read on the website it comes in a paper envelope with a clear window this year. I think this is a new packaging design. Correct me if I'm wrong. Inside there is, okay, and also, did they say they were changing up the paper, the Tomo River paper for 2024? And so they're including a sample of what the paper feels like, so you could get a sense of it before the change. I believe that's what they said. Okay, to my fingers, I can't really tell a difference, and I don't speak Japanese, but I think I read that on the website. So there's a sample of some new paper and the Life Book Hobonichi Techo 2023. The cute little, this is the how to use book. Oh, it's a little more compact this year compared to 2021. I didn't order one in 2022, so I don't have a reference to last year's, but the year before had a much larger fold-out page of ways you can use your Hobonichi. I always love looking at other people's journals, right? That's what this community is all about on Instagram and stuff, is like peeking into how other people organize and record their days. But on the other hand, this like culture of oversharing sometimes makes you have to be careful not to like feel bad if you don't keep up with your journaling and like fall behind, which inevitably will happen in a daily book. So as a comparison, this is what the new books look like before they get all filled up, for me anyway, the way I use it. And so I wasn't sure, I still am not quite sure how I'm going to use the cousin, but I did miss having like a daily journal just on hand this year. So that's why I decided to order the cousin Avec again. And I think this is pretty straightforward. If you're familiar with the Hobonichi, you've got your weekly pages. You've got 2 spreads of like a year's plan, so 1 month in each column. And then starting in December, you've got your monthlies and all of 2023. I can't believe I'm already looking at journals for 2023, but there's the weeklies, a long row of weeklies, which I didn't really make use of last time I used this journal, but always ever hopeful that I'll figure out a way to use these weekly pages. I can show you it's very ambitious in the beginning, and before the year started, I had these like daily doodles started the week before 2021. And I didn't really keep that up, and then I sort of just fell into like sometimes record keeping, pasting in stickers and stuff I had that year. Sometimes did a little bit of doodling, but for the most part this was pretty neglected, the week section. Anyway, that's how I used or didn't use the weeks, but then we move into the daily pages. So there's one cover page for turning into the new year, and then there's one cover page for the month, and then your daily pages. And I know I know a little bit more about Hobonichis this time around than the first time. So there's the timetable here, if you wanted to use that, and there's like a slightly darker line here, so you can divide up this section of the page into like your timetable, and then writing here. There's a checklist at the top, and your monthly calendar. Oh, this is, I don't know if I ever noticed this, but it shows you which day of the week you're at in the month. And then I don't know if I made the right decision, but there's always a daily quote, which I never paid attention to in the Japanese version, but I do kind of wish I'd gotten the English version to take advantage of the large size Hobonichi, the A5 size with English quotes, because I do quite like these like very wise quotes that are included in the Hobonichis. But here are the daily pages, and then since this is the Avec, this is 6 months worth of planner, and then there's some grid note pages in the back, and just a couple sheets of plain pages. And then we've got a timetable page, graph paper, favorites, like a top 100 list page, and then some useful reference information, which I will not be able to utilize very well. And here is the back. And I assume it's pretty similar for July to December. Got sort of your year at a glance for the previous year, the following year, and the current year. 2 spreads. Oh, so this is July to December 2023, and then they give you 6 months worth for 2024. So for future planning. And then same, you got your monthlies all together, and then your weeklies all together, and then moving into your dailies. Turning the page. So there's like slight differences they did. The January book said turning the page to a new year, and then in the July book it's turning the page into the second half of the year. And then all your dailies until December, and graph paper again, same timetable, favorites, my 100, and reference pages. So that's the Cousin Avec, probably pretty standard across years, but this is what I was excited to get, is the weeks. And I got the like Aurora version. So it says it's a Monday start, weekly type, 75 memo pages, January start. Let's look at the back too. This is what it looks like. It's called Aurora Duty. I believe this is the artist, Hiroko Kubota. And here's some more explanation about the week's double page layout, 2-dot timeline, think that's what this is. Memo page and a daily quote. This is the same little fold-out page, is that right? Oh, wait. Oh, right. So this is the Japanese version, I guess, and they also have an English version. More things born in a Hobonichi Techo. There is a whole life contained within a Hobonichi Techo. That resonates with me. Like, there is like a whole year of my life. I wasn't very consistent with what I kept in here, but whether it be receipts, records, collage, scrapbooking, memorabilia, actual like Dear Diary type journaling, like a whole year of my life is in these two books. So that's kind of what I like about like a daily notebook or like a whole year in a planner. And so I guess I already showed this in the beginning with the Japanese version, but there is an English explanation of the different ways people use their Hobonichi Techo, but looks like either the original or, oh, here's the weeks. I think that looks like a weeks layout. This one too. So that's fun, that's nice, because I believe this is in English. And I was excited to get this because I had been thinking about getting a weeks since like the spring when they had the April start release. I really debated getting an April start weeks journal. Sorry, real quick interlude. This is the artist. They use acrylic gouache to draw landscapes, peoples, and animals, and this is their Instagram. I'll have to check them out. And I know the weeks includes this card pocket, so you can put this somewhere in the inside of your journal where you can slide in cards. So yeah, as I was saying, I've been really debating getting a week's journal for months, like all during the spring. And I didn't because just an April start just felt kind of awkward to me. But I was excited to get back into Hobonichi for next year. And when I saw the weeks, I was looking through the covers. This one happened to be in English, and I really liked the cover. So it's called Aurora Duty. And if you look at it like this, it's really beautiful. There's a bear waving the aurora. So I guess that's their job, is to draw the aurora across the sky. And there's their friend with like a warm drink at the ready. So I really love the colors of this. This is my first time holding a weeks in my hand, and I don't know if what the other weeks feel like, but it's a hardcover, but it's not super stiff. So it's a little bit flexible, which feels really nice. Like I can bend it a little bit, but it's hard enough that, you know, it'll support me when I write, I think. So that's really cool. And let's take a look at this. This is my first time seeing a Hobonichi Techo weeks too, so I'm pretty excited. Okay, so the year at a glance, and then this is actually the 2023 year at a glance. This is interesting. There is like, I mean, this is 1 year. That's crazy how 1 year fits on these two very narrow pages. So you could do some kind of future planning or record keeping on this spread. Then we've got December 2022 monthly, and then straight into the weeklies. There's a little space for a checklist at the bottom. This is nice. I personally prefer a Sunday start for my calendars. That's why I liked the original when I got my 2021 journals. The original had the option for a Sunday start. But this is not a big deal. We can adapt to a Monday start. Okay, so we got December, and they give you also January and February and March. Wow, up to March for 2024. And then we're starting into the like actual weeks pages. And although I didn't get the English quotes for the original, I do have at least one quote per week in this week's version, which is cool. Here's the first quote. Whenever I have to make a decision, I think of taking the interesting way rather than the safe or bold way. I've done a lot of things that don't make money, but the company has never forced me to do anything. Interesting. Okay, I'm really looking forward to these quotes. And I forgot that this was an English version, so I'm glad at least I have the quotes in this week's version. So they said there's 2 dots for the timetable. So I guess these are like markers that you can use to divide up your day into thirds, or use as like time indicators, like maybe 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. or something. If you wanted to divide up your schedule like this for the time, please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a total noob anymore like I was in my last and first unboxing video. Me with my pen loops in the cover, but yeah, that's what I'm assuming this is for, and who knows, maybe I can come up with a creative way to use it out of my ignorance. But let me know how you use these time dots. That's what I'm assuming they're for. We've got moon phases as well. That's helpful. Okay, it's very interesting how like having the quote at the bottom, like versus when I used the Japanese version, it was just, you know, writing that I couldn't understand, but like immediately these quotes come into view. So then, similar to the original or the cousin, I guess, there is on the notes page, there's like this darker line sort of skewed to the left side of the page so that you can divide the page into like a quarter, and then this side. So that's what, I mean, all the week's pages look pretty similar. Since the months are all clustered in the beginning, it's just weeks all the way through, which is nice. And then the end, December 31st. Oh, that's convenient. It ends on a Sunday next year. Useful abbreviations. And then there's the section for blank notes, and they even include an index, which is very cool, and numbered pages. I didn't know that. It probably does say in the product description, but I'm not very good at reading those, so that's really nice that it has an index for people who use this for more maybe functional planning or record keeping. That'll be really helpful to have the numbered pages. Okay, this is so fun. Using things around you to measure size. So when you don't have a ruler on you, if you know how long the thumb to your pointer finger length is, you can be like, how long is that? Like 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches. Your wingspan. No, this is actually really clever and probably handy, and I'm actually going to fill this out later. Oh, and also handy common item sizes, like an A4 size or a credit card, or the cover of a Hobonichi Weeks. And then there's the favorites page again, and my 100 page. Oh, interesting, my favorite things page. Oh, I really like this. This is gonna be fun to fill out. How to better enjoy conversation. Tips for a good conversation. Find a pitch that doesn't strain your throat. Oh my gosh, these are so fun. When practicing your loud voice, don't force it and have fun. Ooh, okay, so we've got a habit tracker here. That's crazy. Here's 1 year. And then a little address book and personal information page. I'm really excited about this week's, actually. I'm very excited I got this cover because this was like a beautiful illustrated cover that I wanted, and I'm glad that it's an English version so I can use a little bit more of what it offers versus the other version where I don't understand the quotes or the reference pages. And yeah, that is my unboxing for Hobonichi Techo 2023. I never did do a follow-up video on how I use my Techos for 2021. Let me know if you're interested in that kind of video. You saw a little bit of that during my unboxing, but let me know if you're interested in seeing sort of not quite a full flip through, but like my thoughts on my first experience with Hobonichi. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and well, and I will see you next time. Bye.